Yo, 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 it's your boy Shawn Puff, and this is Flashback Friday. Welcome you guys back to the show. You guys probably tuned in last week, so the first Flashback Friday, where we ran down a whole show. So change the little things up a little bit. I think what I'm going to do is we're going to actually go to godhatesgeeks.com and bring back my original written Flashback Friday, where I'll break down a complete show for you. But for the sake of YouTube and for the sake of time, what we're going to do here on Flashback Fridays is we're just going to review one match from a day in wrestling history. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the week, just like we used to do and Remember When. If you watched the show before, we revamped Smarks, Spotmonkeys, and Superkicks, and we're going to pick a match from a day this week in wrestling history, and we're going to flash back to it, put it on the network, and we're going to watch it together. We're going to have a live little watch along right here every Friday on Flashback Fridays. So Mike K, unfortunately, wasn't able to join us this time just because of time constraints and when we were able to get everything done. But we got a great match for you. We're going to watch it right now. So let me kind of tell you how this is going to work. I'm going to bring up the match. We're going to go to the network. You're going to get yourself set up on the network. Pause this if you need to. Put it on the network, and then come back to the show and hit play. I'm going to give you a countdown. We're going to go 3, 2, 1, play, and then we'll both be synced up. We're going to play at the same time. So today we're going to watch on Flashback Friday is Brock Lesnar versus The Big Show for the WWE Championship at Judgment Day in 2003. So this match is about a 20-minute match. Didn't want to pick anything too long. So we'll have this one. So what I need you to do is to get your network fired up, and you're going to go to Judgment Day. You're going to just go to the WWE pay-per-views, go to retired pay-per-views or whatever they're called, and scroll down until you get to the J. You'll see Judgment Day. You're going to click on Judgment Day, and you can start the show, and then scroll down, and there's a jump to button. You're going to jump to Big Show versus Brock Lesnar WWE Championship. Hit that. It's going to automatically start. Then you're going to pause it. When you pause it, you want to pause it at about 2 minutes and 25 seconds. That's where I got it paused right now. We're at 2 hours and 25 minutes even. So right there, 2:25 even, and then we'll get going, and we're gonna watch Big Show versus Brock Lesnar. I'll talk about it as we go along and all that. Now, before I get into that, I do want to mention something else. This week in WWE history, since we're going to talk Flashback Friday, I want to take a moment and give a rest in peace to Owen Hart. There's this day in history. Well, not this day, but tomorrow, or depending on when you watch this, the 23rd of May was the day that he had that fatal fall from Kemper Arena during Over the Edge. Of course, that's not on the network. They did do a special on that this past Tuesday, on Dark Side of the Ring. So if you would like to watch a whole take on what happened with that and how that all happened and some reaction, things leading up to the final days of Owen Hart, check that out. That's on Vice TV, Dark Side of the Ring. Great show. We're going to be talking about that show and that episode specifically a little bit next week on Smarks, Spotmonkeys, and Superkicks. By the way, this week's Smarks, Spotmonkeys, and Superkicks is also up here on YouTube. It'll always be here on YouTube before it comes out on the regular podcast. So if you like watching it on video, we kind of broke that up too, changed things up, broke it up into 3 little pieces for you. So you got 3 parts, part 1, 2, 3. It's our Double or Nothing 2020 pit stop show. So you can go check that out. It's right here on the network, right here on our YouTube channel already. But other than that, we're going to get this thing going. You should have had time to get your network set up. If you don't, hit pause right now and come back whenever you're ready. We'll be right here ready to go for you. All right, so now if you have your network set up, we should be at 2 hours and 25 minutes on the show, Big Show versus Brock Lesnar. And we're going to count you down and get this thing on the road in 3, 2, 1, play. Or no? Okay, that worked for me. try that one more time. I'm going to 2 hours and 25 minutes. We're gonna get this show going in 3, 2, 1. So let me tell you that one. Something I just noticed. You're gonna hit pause. Don't go back down. You gotta stay up on. So you're gonna bring it to the show, start it up, go up, hit pause, and I have to be up on the top. Don't be down at jump 2. That's the mistake that I just made twice, and that's why I didn't start up. So we're gonna count down one more time. We'll get this right one time. And we're gonna get the show going in 3, 2, 1. Play, and here we go. I gotta turn my volume down a little bit here. So this is a stretcher match, actually. There's no count out. There's no disqualification. There's no pinfall. There's no submission. The only way to win is to put your opponent on a stretcher. Now, first, we've got the Big Show coming out to the ring now with his own stretcher with him, which I don't understand. I mean, it's a stretcher match, I guess, but I don't know why you need to bring your own. And it's not even like the full stretcher. It's like the orange back brace part for the stretcher. So maybe he's thinking he's going to put Brock Lesnar and tie him up to that, and they'll make it easier to put him on the stretcher. I imagine that if you beat up Brock Lesnar and threw him on top of that, it'd be easy to get him on the stretcher, I guess. Guess that makes sense. And he's got people marked off on there. So he's got Mysterio's name on there, crossed off, Benoit's name on there, and then Lesnar's name on there. So he must have himself a little hit list. And now here comes Brock Lesnar, the WWE champion. This is when Brock was young. Everybody loved this guy then. People hate him now and talk about his work and how he doesn't like to be there. This was when everybody loved Brock. Brock was the man, youngest WWE champion. And Brock versus, this is a match right now. If it happened now, everybody would be like, oh, Brock versus the Big Show. Oh, nobody wants to see Brock versus the Big Show. Before he became a Paul Heyman guy, Brock is just looks like a beast. And here comes from the rip, Show comes at him with that stretcher he has, with the stretcher board he has with him. And he misses, and now Brock Lesnar attacking him with the stretcher board, just whacking him in the back. Look at Brock go. This dude was a beast. You say was, because he is still kind of a monster, but he never the intensity and just the things that he did back then. Look at him, just taking it to him. He knocked him out of the ring with that stretcher board, and now he's outside just beating him up with it. Of course, again, no count out, no disqualification, no pinfall, no submission. So anything goes in this match. This should be a really good one. And it's funny, like I said, today you would say Big Show versus Brock Lesnar. Oh, nobody cares about this. This is Big Show. This is probably Big Show's prime. You know, Big Show still full head of hair. Not the long hair anymore. He got rid of that when he came over to the E. And now Big Show setting that stretcher board up. And he looks like he's going to run Lesnar into it. I don't know how you pick him up over your head to do that. I mean, it's lower than your head. So he ate it. Brock shoved him into it. Is he going to try to put him on the stretcher already? Well, we already know this isn't going to happen. And now he runs him over with the stretcher. Just like rammed the steel right into the face of Brock Lesnar right there. I mean, Big Show, rather. So, funny thing right here. So this is May. This was May 18th. Was it May 18th? What do we got here? Yeah. May 18th, 2003. May 18th, 1963 was the day that the WWE Championship was founded. Michael Cole actually just said that on the show. If you have your volume up at all, you heard it. I get mine up a little bit just so I can hear a few little things. So kind of a cool fact that this day in history, well, not this our day, but day that we're watching in history was this week in history was when the WWE Championship was actually founded, 1963. Kind of a cool little fun fact we got here for this. They're just using this board and just pummeling each other with it. And I can't imagine that thing's very light to just be swung around like these two behemoths are doing right now. Show catches him into a choke slam, and wow, the height that he just got on that choke slam on Lesnar. You don't see big guys, putting on a show like this anymore. Big guys now just seem to be, everyone wants to fly. Tope suicidas, jumping through ropes. You don't see this just like brute force being used in the ring like they did in a match like this. So here we go. He's going to try to put him on that stretcher board, I guess, already. I don't know what he's going to try to do now. Looks like he's going to jump on him, leg drop. That Hogan leg. Wow. What a sell by Brock on that leg drop. That was great. Brock don't sell. Brock used to sell. Brock used to be great. This guy just knew how to put on an incredible show. And so he's got him on the sport. Here's the thing. Slide that over to the edge, and now you're going to put the mat back on the stretcher and try to bring it over to the ring. This is dumb. Nope, he's going to grab a different stretcher. Guess he decided he didn't want to put that one back together, so he decided to just use a different one and see if he could put him onto the stretcher there. So do you have to, like, strap him on? That's what I wonder. It's going to be that hard to get you on the stretcher. If you get him on and then strap it in, guess that's what it looks like. Oh, there's a yellow line. So we have a yellow line on the floor that you have to get him across. So I was wondering, what are you going to do to actually get this? So you're going to get him on the stretcher and then take him past a point on the rampway, the yellow line marked on the stretcher in order to win this match. Kind of weird. I would think you'd have to get him on the stretcher and strap it in. But I guess it's saying he's got to be beat up enough that you can push him almost to the back on the stretcher. So I guess that makes a little more sense than just throwing a guy in a stretcher and saying, okay, match over. I can respect that. I really can. Big Show and Brock just like pounding each other now. Brock's just a monster. And Brock fighting him back. It's more of this board, the stretcher board, just whacking each other with it. I just want to see a break. Look at him just, jeez. The cameraman like cringing in the corner there, like, oh, I gotta get at me. Now he's taking the camera cord and trying to choke out the Big Show with the camera cord. You gotta wonder how's Brock pull this one off of you. I don't even remember who won this match. I didn't look at any results before we went. So what I like to do for these is I go to pwinsider.com and I look up this week in history, kind of compare the days, find something cool, and see what I can find. I also found this week in history, the 19th was RoboCop in WCW. So I thought about doing that one. And then I said, yeah, no, we don't need to watch that. It's also this week in history was the week that we lost Randy Macho Man Savage. It was also the week that Grey Muta won his first American title. That was the NWA Florida title. He won from Barry Windham in 1989. I would have loved to have watched that one. Unfortunately, that was not on the network. I didn't really feel like searching YouTube. I might be able to find it somewhere, but I don't know that that's something that's easily found. Brock's still choking away. Show finally gets him on the stretcher now. The stretcher's all dropped super low. Can't drag him because the wire that he's got wrapped around his neck pulls him right off the stretcher. I can't imagine that felt good for the Big Show. He didn't pull himself off of that. He pulled it, and the cable just pretty much choked Big Show and pulled him off the stretcher. Here's another thing with this match. So you get him on the stretcher and pull him across this yellow line. Now they're fighting near the yellow line, and the stretcher's already over there. Doesn't it take away from it? You don't really have to do much to get him on the stretcher and push him past that line. And a spear. Shades of Goldberg with that Brock Lesnar spear. Yeah, some of the things in this just don't really make sense to me. Now he's going to body slam him onto it? Oh, Jesus. You're not going to be able to move this. So right now the stretch has already been dropped super low. Now it's bent. I can't imagine that this is going to be an operable stretcher. It's still moving, though. Oh, there we go. He pulled it back up. Nope, fell right back down. That stretcher is destroyed. Brock has literally destroyed a stretcher. What's he going to do now? He's going to run it into him again. Boom, all right into the midsection there with that stretcher. And now they're both trying to push it into each other. Show's got a hold on it, pushing it back. And now he gets Brock into the ring in the gut with that stretcher. Working away on him. Puts the mat up, and so what's the point in that? And I just slammed the stretcher down. I don't think breaking the stretcher is going to do much for him. So they got another one now. So now brings another stretcher over. This stretcher was the first one that they broke the mat off when it was being thrown around. So now we're back with the old stretcher. And he slams him into the pole. Lesnar hitting his head against the steel post there. Now what's he looking for? So now Show underneath the ring. There's no stretchers under the ring, Show. I don't know what he's thinking there. Whacking him again with that board. I want to find, the bad thing about not looking up anything into this, you don't really find out what's going on with anything. I want to find out. I'd love to know a little more about Big Show and that stretcher board. I'm going to do some research on that. We'll talk about it next week before we watch the match. I'll tell you about Big Show and the stretcher board. Why he's got Rey Mysterio's name on it. Why he's got, oh my God, he just knocked him off the ropes onto it. Now Show down, and this could be the chance that he needs to put him on this stretcher and then this one. So I'm looking back, and I found Backlash 2002. It looks like this is when Show decimated. It's actually titled Big Show Brutally Decimates Rey Mysterio at Backlash 2002. Where's Brock going? Brock going to the back for something. I don't know what this is about. Oh, sounds like he's coming back with something. Oh, here comes Rey. So this comes back to this at Backlash 2002. Rey Mysterio coming out right now. Brock went to the back. Rey Mysterio was in the ring, came through the crowd. And so at Backlash 2002, what happened was Show destroyed Ray Jr. They had to call it the paramedics. He got put onto the stretcher board, that same orange stretcher board that Show's carrying around with him. And Show beat up the officials and took it to Ray Jr. while he was strapped to the stretcher. I actually remember this. Strapped to the stretcher board and swung it and whacks it against the corner post and put Ray out for a while. And Brock Lesnar, that was a forklift. Big Show's out there to take on fighting with Ray, and Brock Lesnar showed up with a freaking forklift now. And Ray choking out Show. And he's probably going to get him off, and then here's going to come Brock, I'm guessing. Brock leaps off. Wow. You never see Brock leap like that. So Brock leaps off of the forklift, and now he's just going to take it to Show. A little help from Ray Jr., but it might be what it takes for this one. Look at the crowd going ape shit right now. Absolutely ape shit. Calling them out right now. Are we going to get an F5? No way. Look at that. Just hoisted him like it was nothing. I don't even know if Show had to help him with that. A horrible drop for that. It did not look like it's kind of a botched drop on that F5. I guess it's kind of how to swing a man that size and hit that F5 the way that you really want to hit it. But still impressive nonetheless. And now he's going to put him on the stretcher. Is he going to put him on the stretcher board, or is he going to put the stretcher board on the forklift? I guess that counts, right? It's still a stretcher, still a forklift. So he's now going to drag him out of this ring and throw him out. I'm pretty sure this is how this one's going to come to an end, with him dragged onto the forklift. This is Ray. Ray left. I didn't Ray stay out there to help him get him on. If I was Ray, I would stuck around. I guess it's a Big Show. You don't really need to. Brock Lesnar, rather. You don't really need to help him. He's got him on it now. And he's just out on that stretcher on the pallet, and Brock's going to hit reverse and bring him across. He lifts him up even higher. Like, oh, I'm going to lift you up so you don't try to get up and get off of this thing. And this is going to be the end of it. This is going to be Brock winning as he backs the forklift back over, and Big Show on a stretcher, on a pallet, on a forklift, and it lifted really high, and Brock is victorious at Judgment Day. That was a good match. That was a good match to watch in history. Wasn't expecting that to happen. Brock coming out with a forklift and using a forklift to get on. That leap off the top right there, if you just watch the replay of it, you know, stuff that you don't see from Brock Lesnar anymore. But what a great match that was. That happened this week in wrestling history. What a flashback that was. Next week, I don't know what we're going to have. Tune in. You'll find out next week, or maybe I'll tell you on Smarks, Spotmonkeys, and Superkicks what it'll be. But that's what we're going to do. Every week here on Flashback Friday, we're going to pick a match in wrestling history. We're going to go back. We're going to review it. We're going to watch it live. Maybe next week I have Mike K with me. Maybe I'll have somebody else with me. A little more fun when you get somebody else to kind of bounce back and forth with. But that was Brock Lesnar versus Big Show. Stretcher match. Judgment Day 2003. We'll be back next week with another episode for you. Until then, make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, check out all the other content here on the Smarks, Spotmonkeys, and Superkicks YouTube page. And until next time, I'm still Shawn Puff, and this is Flashback Friday. Peace out. Big ups, Boston.